Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Dr. Tavat Takes, where we'll make videos that cover all you need to know about medical doctors and medical students. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe by hitting on the subscribe button and don't forget to hit on the notification bell so you don't miss my new videos which I drop every Saturday by 7 a.m. In today's video, we're going to talk about 8 things most medical doctors regret not learning in medical school. Stay with me and stay till the end. At the end of this video, there's a fascinating medical story. I intend that for all my videos, at the end, I'll drop either a medical story or an amazing medical fact. So please stay in. Let's dive into this topic. Okay, the first point is that you must not go into residency. You know, we go through med school, and after med school, we now go and do our housemanship or compulsory 1-year program before we get our permanent license. And after that, we go for NYC. And after that, we just believe that the next pathway is to go through residency. Residency is like our postgraduate, which we go through. It ranges from 5 to 6 years we go through to become consultants. Okay, but then what many of us fail to realize, what many of us fail to know very early enough, is that you must not go through residency. You must not become a consultant to be fulfilled. It's so easy to believe this stereotype because we studied in a medical school. So most of our teachers are either consultants or going through residency. The only few exceptions will be the medical doctors that taught us in pre-clinics. Some of them didn't become consultants, they just went to do their PhD, and the rest. These were basically the doctors that we were exposed to. But then coming out now, we see a lot of doctors that are not residents and are very happy, they are very fulfilled. I wish that a lot of us had this information before we made some certain decisions into just carrying ourselves into residency. I am not doing residency. I will do it. But it is a decision that is way more informed than just being automatic or like a zombie because I just saw everybody doing residency and just jumped into it. There are doctors that pursue other things because residency can be so demanding and you will fail in other aspects of your life. There are other doctors that have other things they are doing. So they just look for a certain mild medical job to do at their convenience and then they pursue other things. The second point is we wished that we had developed relationships. An average medical student thinks about books, just wants to pass his or her exams. Everything, anything that seems like a distraction is not welcome. But then we fail to know that we are supposed to groom that. Both platonic and romantic relationships, professional relationships, maybe other business relationships, will have developed them while still studying. You could do that. It's doable. We have more guys that are able to pull these stunts now compared to before while we were in medical school. There are people that start relationships. I know of a senior colleague that he and his wife had started dating right from pre-clinicals. A lot of people were shouting that, no, it's not going to work. You are just going to fail and the rest. They did well. So if we had known, a lot of us had known that this was actually doable, we'll learn from them. So you now see a lot of doctors, a lot of medical students who become doctors and are now struggling with it. Trust me, house job is not the time to start a relationship. You would not be able to do it. Please, if you've been able to start a relationship while being a house officer, let me know. You can just drop a comment. We want to help us and give us tips. That boat has sailed for me. I've succeeded in that. The next point is breaks were meant to be enjoyed. We had breaks, especially in pre-clinics. Our breaks were usually following the normal school, university breaks. You have first semester, you had second semester. It's at the clinical part that you are now on a different category altogether. But in between every major exams, you have breaks in between. And then Yes, usually these breaks are usually filled with options for clinical postings, like you go to other hospitals to just do a clinical posting. So everything, even the break, is still about books. I remember then in pre-clinics, when you sleep, you just wake up and feel like, you just feel terrible. But then you needed this break. I had learned the hard way that I have to create breaks and I have to enjoy them. There's nothing wrong in enjoying your break. Please, medical students, enjoy your break. Your body needs to rest. You have to develop that habit now. It doesn't mean that you should be careless. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't read, but learn to enjoy them, because as you get older, you will now be more skilled to know how to catch breaks in between, or else you collapse. You know, the older we get, our body cannot carry those kind of pressure that I used to carry when we were in our late teens or early adolescence, and then in our 20s. Now you have a lot of things, and if you don't learn the skills, if you don't learn the art of catching breaks in between, you will collapse one day. So it's another thing that a lot of medical doctors wish they learned. They didn't take breaks at all. The next point is financial intelligence. That is not a medical doctor's strong point. Most doctors are poor when it comes to this. We believe that study hard, you'll get money in house job, and the money will be good. You're going to see good money. So as at that time, you can do whatever you want to do. Personally, I did poorly with my house job money. By the time I was done with house job, I had wasted money that I didn't even have money to do my full registration. I suffered before I did that. If I had learned these financial skills while in med school, and the thing is that you even get more money during house job, before you see something close to that again, is maybe you start residency or you get a very good job offer. And most times, most hospitals that give you that kind of money, you will suffer. You will suffer. Sorry to the MDs, but you know the drill. So you learn financial wisdom while in med school. For the little money you're having, learn to invest. Learn to buy assets, not liabilities. Don't carry burdens around. A lot of medical doctors, while they were students, didn't learn, and they blow things. Doctors are not doing well financially. Another thing is that quite a lot of medical doctors tend to be the breadwinners of their families. So everybody's dependent on them. And that's why a lot of people believe that doctors are rich. So if we had learned these things, we'll also learn to, instead of giving fish to our families, we'll teach them to catch fish. But most times we suffer just to carry a lot of things on our head. You see us doing a lot of jobs just to be able to meet up with the demands. These were things that I felt if we had learned them in medical school, we would have been way ahead financially than we currently are. If you disagree with that, please, you can drop your comment. If there's anything I missed concerning that too, you could drop it to enlighten us more on this. The next point is that you could actually pursue other passions, other hobbies while still being a medical student. One thing I'm grateful for is that I learned to play the guitar while I was in 100 level. And this is helping me now. Many of you know that I do music. I remember one time when we had a strike, ASU strike, and then one of my colleagues told me that you have no idea how lucky you are. You have other things you could do. Because a lot of doctors, their lives are so immersed in the hospital that during long strikes, they just want to go back to work. They have nothing else to do. So see, let me give you small chokes. Doctors don't actually enjoy this strike. They might enjoy it for the first few days, maybe first 1 week where they rest. After that, their bodies are just itching to go back to work because they have nothing else to do. But then, I am a medical doctor, I'm a musician, I'm currently doing YouTube too. So there are doctors that are doing well in politics, there are doctors that are doing well in other things, there are doctors that are musicians, there are doctors that are actors, there are doctors that are business people, there are doctors that are doing, all these people learned it while in medical school. So you can have that time to pursue other passions You get, it's just that you have to balance this thing, but there is time you can actually pull it off, and then you'll still be successful. Don't just sit down there and just be a doctor. I'd always had that belief in me that I should be a person that if you take out medicine from me, I still have another thing I can do. I have senior colleagues, I have junior colleagues, I have mates that are athletes, I have those that are pastors or religious leaders, imams, and they're doing well. Some of them are even mixing it with their practice, while others have left the practice full time to do whatever they want to do. It's all about being fulfilled. But then I know most of them actually mix it with practicing. The doctor, the person I learned this YouTube from, is someone that is actually earning a lot of money from YouTube. In fact, the money that YouTube provides for him is even way more than the hospital provides for him. But he's still practicing, you get. And he learned it while he was in med school. He learned it while he was in med school. So these skills, you could develop them while still in med school. So pursue your hobbies, pursue your passions, learn skills, learn them. You could do that and pull it off. The sixth point is learn to work smart and not just work hard. Medicine is hard work. Being a medical student is hard work, we understand. You have to be dedicated. If you're a lazy person, you would never really succeed as a medical doctor. That is it. And we agree that everybody in med school is intelligent, but then you have to be dedicated. You have to read a lot, you have to go for lectures, you have to go for tutorials, you have to go for rounds. A lazy person actually does not do well when it comes to medicine. So it instills that habit of always trying to work hard, doing TDB, reading all the materials and the rest. Yes, those are necessary. But then the truth is, and every medical student and every medical doctor knows, that medicine is very wide. You understand? So people have devised ways in which to catch these things and try to be as effective without expending so much energy. This is necessary. I see this as very necessary, because if you don't know how to be able to achieve achieve this work without wearing yourself out, you're going to wear yourself out. You understand? Yes, you're a good doctor. Yes, the hospital staff love you, the patients love you, everybody loves you, but know that you are not indispensable. There's nobody that's indispensable in this life. And as soon as you wear out and maybe die, they will get a replacement. But do you know who won't get a replacement? Your family. You understand? And maybe your friends too. They won't get a replacement. So you owe it to yourself to try and also learn to work smart. You get, not just hard. See how it's not about doing shortcuts, it's not about cutting corners, you get, but try to, in the process of all this hard work, take care of yourself. Try to see how you can devise a way to be able to achieve some certain goals in a smarter way without expending so much energy. For those that you must do, please do them. But then I know that we need to develop smartness in this thing. So try and preserve your energy as much as possible. Yeah, when you need to sit, please sit. When you need to stand, stand. When you need to eat, eat. You understand? It's almost similar to this enjoying your breaks and the rest. But then this one is a deliberate effort to try to be preserving energy is necessary. The next point is that we were motivated by fear and not encouragement. Many of the things we did was because we were afraid to fail. You get, and many doctors actually intimidate you to respecting them. Sorry, I'm spilling our dirty boxers in public, but that is it. A lot of doctors live under fear. Failure of exams is even worse when you become a medical doctor, because as a medical student, most of us, we had parents that were paying for us. But after med school, you pay everything. You pay everything. So apart from failing exams, your money is gone too. So you're just afraid. You want to pass. Everybody's making progress. You don't want to be a failure. So there's that fear. It's fear that is ruling us. You need to see us during exams. So you need to see us during exams. But all this confidence you're seeing, when you see us during exams, right, you'll be wondering. Adults shaking. You understand? And I remember when I wrote a foreign exams, I couldn't even believe myself. I wrote it a couple of months ago. The place was so relaxed, everything was, I was just like, wow. But Nigeria, you'll be jittery. Even things you'll be thinking you don't know them. During rounds, you can pick on what you don't know. Even if you knew 10 things, they can pick on what you don't know and then bully you on that. I remember when I had an anatomy viva, the external examiner came and started asking questions. For all the questions he was asking me, I was answering them. And the guy just persisted. My time was up, but he persisted. He asked one question I wasn't able to answer. Then I told me I could go. You get? So, and these people were being raised that way. And they raised us that way. And if we don't learn on time, that's how you're going to raise people coming after you. There are better ways to do this thing. It's not fear. Nothing good comes from fear. Then the last point is that live now. You know, a medical student just believes suffer now and enjoy tomorrow. But we came to realize that the tomorrow is a scam. As a preclinical student, I felt I was suffering. When I entered clinicals, I realized that preclinics was a joke. When I started practicing, I realized that med school was a joke. In med school, I can afford to go home. The worst that can happen is either I miss my attendance because I'm not going to fail exams. It's not. We know how to pass exams. I was going to, but as a medical doctor, you can't just close and go. People's lives are dependent on you. Let me give this story. There was a time that I was on call. I was very tired. The call food didn't make sense. I just decided everywhere was calm. I just decided to just go and look for food. And I told the person that I was with, because we were two on call, I told the person that, let me go and get something. I was just going out to get something. Just call me that there's an emergency. I had to come back. I can't still remember how I ate that day. Again, it is like that, it's busy. Live now. It actually doesn't get better tomorrow. It's even getting worse now. Let's say the truth. There are a lot of consultants too that are not still living the life. You get? So learn to live life. Learn to live life now. Maximize every moment. Don't allow your best years to be yesterday. Live every moment as if it was your last. Learn to enjoy every blessed moment. If you can learn to thrive in difficult times, if you can learn to relax, if you can learn to smile instead of keeping it till tomorrow, you'll see that you've maximized your life. So in every facet of your life, just live the best today. Trust me, in this med school, before the tomorrow comes that you will smile, it takes a very long time. In summary to all I have said, the main aim of this thing is, I believe that if an average medical student or an average doctor, let me use average doctor, had learned these things while in med school, we'll agree that our lives would be way better. See, this thing is quite tricky, that's the truth, because it might look like I am suggesting other things that will distract you from your books. No, your books are very important. That is why you came to school. You came to study. But then know something about all the higher institutions. When they are awarding a degree to you, they tell you that you've been found worthy in character first and then learning. You get? So you have to develop character. You have to be the kind of person, the kind of doctor you want to be while in school. You want to be a doctor that is just about books and the rest. No, I think there's more to life. You can do that, you can pull it up. But be smart about it. It's part of what we have talked about. Be smart about it. Make sure that you are able to deliver. There are ways that you could actually succeed in school. I think that there's no medical student that would succeed if the person is dodging lectures, dodging rounds. You know how medicine is. People that don't come around usually show themselves. You get? It's always better you come around when you're in school, focus, and then follow up your reading. Don't allow them to jam pack. We'll give tips about that later. But then please, you get, develop these things, all these things that had been listed, develop them, and it's going to go a long way. For the medical doctors, it's not too late, especially if you've not learned this, it's not too late. We can learn something. I'm a medical doctor, I'm learning YouTube, I've learned it now, and I'm using it. Again, so you could develop other passions too. It's not about these things. It's not just about being a doctor. That outside the hospital, that's all. You don't know anything. Most doctors is hospital and then maybe the church or mosque. That's all. So I hope you find this very helpful. Please, if you have any comments, any reservation, any addition, please, you can drop your comments and we're going to discuss it properly. If you've not subscribed, please do so, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my videos every week. Thank you very much. And I had promised the fascinating story.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your f***ing cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you could